I think it's official now. The body positivity trend is over. At least that's what it seems like. After years of people trying to convince us that obesity is not only beautiful, but it's healthy. They try to convince us in the magazines, in TV, on social media, in the movies, celebrities, influencers. After all these years of having obesity shoved down our throat as if it's something beautiful, I think we're on the other side of it. It really seems like we are on the other side of the body positivity and fat acceptance trend. How much of this is due to the rise of weight loss drugs like Ozempic? But then again, is the rise of Ozempic an effect rather than a cause of the decline of body positivity? It's kind of a chicken or egg situation. But regardless of which one came first, all you have to do is look at Hollywood and many of the celebrities and influencers who have long been champions of the body positivity and see their tremendous weight loss to say that maybe, yeah, it's not so cool to be fat anymore. Take a look at Amy Schumer, one of those girls in Hollywood who always bragged about being overweight. Page 6 says Amy Schumer deletes all pre-weight loss photos from social media as she shows off trim figure in new snaps. This looks like AI Amy. This looks like AI Amy Schumer. It barely even looks like her. Obviously a result of either hard work and or something like Ozempic, probably a combination of both. I think Amy Schumer has said in the past that she tried Ozempic before and she didn't like it because it made her nauseous. But you may remember that Amy Schumer stood on the stage probably 10 years ago at this point, and she was accepting some kind of award, and she said to the audience, she was like, "For those of you girls who are afraid of how much you weigh, I just want you to know I'm 60 pounds overweight and I can catch D whenever I want to." She's long been one of the celebrities who brags about being overweight, who talks about how it's actually beautiful to not be a size 2 and how beauty standards are all messed up. It's not your problem. Well, little Miss Amy Schumer, she's thin now. It's funny how her thoughts about the body positivity movement have suddenly changed the second that she realized she could get svelte. Now let's look at Meghan Trainor, the queen of all about that bass. She used to have a song about body positivity. She had a hit, a #1 hit about being happy with how chubby you are. And now look at her. Teeny weeny, skinny winny. Definitely on some kind of GLP-1. If I'm not mistaken, she has actually talked about some GLP-1 medication that she's taken before, and she's now a size 2 probably. Look at the album cover of her brand new album called Toy With Me. She looks like a little Barbie doll. I mean, that's probably the point, right? Toy with me. And her hand is on the glass of the case. And she looks like a teeny tiny Barbie doll. Guys, do you see how ironic this is? Her famous song, All About That Bass, actually made fun of the stick figure Barbie girls. I mean, let me just read you some of the lyrics for All About That Bass. Yeah, my mama told me, she said, "Don't worry about your size. Boys like a little more booty to hold at night. You know I won't be no stick figure, silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along because you know I'm all about that bass. All about that bass, no trouble. I'm bringing booty back. Go ahead and tell them skinny is that no, I'm just playing. I know you think you're fat, but I'm here to tell you every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top." Uh-huh. Oh, so you're no stick figure. Back then you weren't a stick figure, but now you're a stick figure. Do you see? I know some of you are going to be like, well, that doesn't mean that she hasn't changed. That doesn't mean that she's changed her values about body positivity. If she actually believes this, if you actually believe that you're perfect from head to toe at whatever weight you're at, why would you change perfection? Why would you change anything about yourself if you really believe that you are perfect? That word perfect means something. It's pretty clear. I ain't no size 2. I'm perfect just the way I am. If you really believe that, then why are you suddenly a size 2? It's because these people don't actually believe in body positivity. It's because the celebrities and the influencers who sell you this pretty little package of fat acceptance and body positivity as if it's some sort of empowering thing for women, they don't believe it. And I mean, we have to talk about Lizzo. Her Instagram handle is Lizzo Be Eating. And she was recently on the cover of Women's Health because of her visible weight loss and her new fitness routine. I'm happy for her. Genuinely, I love to see this. She talks about how she's eating more protein at each meal. She's not eating a whole plate of carbs for breakfast. She really enjoys strength training. She enjoys conditioning and cardio. I am a fan of this. The headline of this magazine is Lizzo, how she's reinventing her life and her body at 37. I genuinely like to see this. I mean, this is just further proof that the body positivity and fat acceptance, it's just on a big losing streak. It's losing its steam. It's been that way for the last few years.
Well, I can't necessarily say that I blame it 100% on GLP-1s or the weight loss jabs. I think that collectively our society has moved to a place where thinness is in, body positivity and curvy is no longer popular for a lot of brands. And that's what we're seeing reflected on runways and magazines and media. My plus size colleagues around the world, they're not really working. So it's been really disheartening to see.
And then the Victoria's Secret fashion show, a lot of people had backlash because they said the plus size models were not fat enough. So these are the beautiful plus size models that they showed at the Victoria's Secret runway show. And these women were apparently not fat enough for the body positivity and fat acceptance crowd on the internet. You know, the fat girls who sit behind their keyboard and complain that the girls on the runway aren't fat enough. Like, this was not fat enough for them. And those models were smaller than what we have seen before, because you think about a lot of these runway shows that have been happening recently and probably in the last like 5 years. You feel like a lot of these women are really, really big. It's not just like women who are curvy, because in the beginning of the body positivity years, it was about celebrating women who weren't like a size 0, stick figures only, right? We're going to celebrate natural curves. But then it exploded into morbidly obese women on the runway. And so now with this last Victoria's Secret runway show, you didn't see these morbidly obese women. You just saw women who had some curves, maybe larger hips, larger thighs, than the size 0 girls like Gisele Bündchen. And now that's not enough. Now the fat acceptance crowd online is mad about it because the girls are not big enough. Selena Gomez had a massive weight loss from 2024 to 2025. I'm sure this also is related to a GLP-1 drug. I remember seeing her on the red carpet last year in 24 and being like, oh man, she definitely looks different. And now she showed up to all the red carpet events this year, and she got married this year as well, and she obviously looks very different. This is partly due to the fact that they overplayed their hands. Okay, we got to the point where morbidly obese girls were getting on TikTok and they were demanding free seats for fat people. Okay, so it went from a woman who may have felt bad at some point for a fat girl on an airplane, may have had empathy and be like, oh, I feel bad for them. Poor thing, can't fit in her seat. They couldn't even bring themselves to feel bad for these girls anymore because these girls are getting on TikTok and demanding free shit. They're demanding that you give them all this free stuff. They're demanding that you give them this special treatment as if they have some sort of uncurable illness, like some kind of cancer, and they're dying. And so even the people who used to have empathy for morbidly obese girls walking through life, and men too, morbidly obese people walking through life in the airport, at the grocery store, even the girls who used to feel bad for them, they can't bring themselves to feel bad for these people anymore because these morbidly obese people cross the line into entitlement. You must respect me. You must think I'm beautiful, and you must give me free stuff. We are in the middle of major obesity fatigue. People are sick and tired of the effects that obesity has had on society. Obesity has real effects. We're now at the point now where something like 45% of American adults are obese. Some data is trickling in from 2024. Almost half of American adults are obese. We also know that 70% of American adults are at least overweight. These numbers keep climbing and climbing, and we now see about a third of children who are obese. We are not happy with how this is affecting the healthcare system because it has a big effect on health insurance premiums. In 1999, the average U.S. family health insurance premium was $6,000, okay, for the year, annual, okay? You fast forward to, let's go to 2015, $18,000. And now let's go to 2025, $27,000. Okay, that's a 365% increase since 1999. That's 6% a year. That is crazy. Americans are already paying way more than we're used to when it comes to interest rates, groceries, housing. It's like impossible for many young families to penetrate the housing market now. We are already car insurance, we are already so sick and tired of overpaying for way too many things. And then many people look at their health insurance premium, they're canceling their health insurance because they can't afford $2,000 to $4,000 a month. And a lot of that is because of the strain that morbid obesity and the many comorbidities and the many medications and side effects and symptoms that put a strain on the system that are needed to treat morbidly obese people. it has an effect on the rest of us. I've said this so many times on my channel too. Just because that person who is morbidly obese, it doesn't directly affect you, because you'll see people in the comments are like, well, why do you care if somebody's fat? It doesn't affect you. Mind your own business. Actually, we live in a society. The traditional Burkean perspective is society is a living organism. So when one part of society starts to decay away, whether it's through things like drug addiction or laziness or sloth or greed or morbid obesity, that's going to have a big impact on the rest of society. You do not live in a bubble. We do not live in isolation. And one of the ways that's going to affect the rest of society is, of course, from an economic perspective. It's going to put a massive strain on the healthcare system. So yeah, we're over it. Doesn't matter how many times you throw up a fat girl on the magazine cover, all these women's magazines, we don't want to see it anymore. It doesn't matter how many times you try to convince us that a morbidly obese girl is pretty. Number one, we don't want to see it anymore. And number two, we don't want the effects that lack of health has on our society, because it has real effects on everyday families. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, but all that weight loss from Lizzo and stuff and Meghan Trainor, it's probably just GLP-1s. In a way, you know what? I know this is going to sound bad, but in a way, I don't care. I think it's better. I think it's better for people to see fat, famous people lose weight. I do. I think it has a much better impact on them than seeing those fat celebrities stay fat. And it just goes to show, once again, these celebrities don't care about empowering women. They don't care about sending you some kind of message that's going to make you feel more confident in your skin. Because if it were true, if that were actually true, they wouldn't sit there and tell you that being fat is awesome and then turn around and lose 30 pounds and get skinny and hot. Like, I swear, body positivity was invented by mean girls. They're like, oh, honey, you look so good in that dress. You know what? Don't worry about that 30-pound weight gain. You look really good. It looks so curvy and amazing on your figure. And then they turn around and lose 40 pounds and look hot. Like, that's what mean girls do. And that's what body positivity is. So any of these body positivity influencers or celebrities, this is why you're seeing all of them lose weight. Because they don't actually care about the fat acceptance message. All they care about is themselves. And as soon as they realize that life is so much better on every level when you're not fat, they're going to take advantage of that opportunity and lose weight. And they're not going to tell you to do the same because they don't care about you. And those of you who've been around here before, you know my channel, you know me, you know that I do weight loss coaching. That's what I do. I coach many women into losing weight, and I can tell you for a fact, not a single one of my clients who have lost weight regrets it, because it has improved their life in just about every single measurable category. And it's not because your worth is defined by what's on the scale. It's because when you're healthier, you have better relationships, you enjoy your life more, you have more energy when you wake up, you have more self-confidence, you have a healthier hormonal balance, you have a more tolerable menstrual cycle, you have stronger bones, you sleep better, you have more of a sex drive. The list goes on and on and on. So by every single measurable category, it is better to not be morbidly obese. It is better to not be overweight. And every one of those celebrities know it. Kelly Clarkson, Mindy Kaling, she had a massive weight loss. That's why they're all losing weight. So I, for one, am happy to kiss body positivity goodbye. Goodbye, fat acceptance. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.